It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Hey, we ain't got a lot of time left. If the rap game fall, bet I did this shit to death. No motivation to stretch it. Focused on ethics, try to survive in my section. Shit is depressing. Used to care about niggas. Now I give a fuck about your whereabouts. Publishing, I'm clearing house, nigga. Music on shows, I'm on Paramount, nigga. Killing every rapper breathing, and I'm bailing out quicker, single-handed. Never panic, I get disbanded. Reprimanded, ass-handed, then they vanish. Hip-hop, nigga, I perfected every element with 4-finger rings on. Call me Captain Planet. Street shit done. These niggas scum, I don't appreciate none. Nigga thinking nigga stunt. Came from a village, bumping dealer in the slum, moving on another pillar. I'm the realest that they come. I don't need no squad. My rap clean like Pino on the beats like Ringo Starr. Blast on niggas like Beano bars, doing numbers in the bank like bingo cards. My respect level lower, next level flow us in the text, bitch your ex come and blow us. Old school niggas still dressed in below us in the jet, watching Plex while I flex on them niggas that's below us. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, and I'm going to search for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and preface this video and let y'all know, man, I'm really exhausted with this shit here. With this Tory Lanez making a Stallion thing. We've been dealing with this for 5 years between the two of them. We're still not in the clear. This shit is still not behind us. Every day there's something else coming out. There's fake misnomer information coming out trying to absolve this man of his crime. It is just ridiculous. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the shit is not founded upon anything real. It's just misnomers, misinformation, blatant lies. Oh, we got new evidence. Turn out to be old evidence. It's ridiculous. All right. So now we've got footage of Tory Lanez actual stabbing in prison. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know I'm not finna play that shit on my channel. We're talking about basically an attempted unaliving. Some people out there may be playing it that you tune into. Go watch it on their channel as many times as you please, or you could find it elsewhere. But I'm not playing it over here because I'm not finna risk my channel with no community strike, especially not for this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But the Shade Room did leak it out this morning. I guess they got an exclusive from somewhere. I'm sure they were paid to post it. It's got over 3 million views on Twitter. They're even leading people from Instagram to go watch it on their Twitter page. In the video, you can see a few gentlemen going up the stairs from what looks to be the day room in the prison. Okay. One of those men looks like it might have been Santino Casio going up the stairs into his cell. Another man we see going up those stairs is allegedly Tory Lanez. And as soon as he gets to the top of the stairs, Santino Casio pounces on him. He makes quick work of him, gets him down to the ground, and kind of pummels him a little bit. Next thing you know, he's on the ground trying to jab at whatever he possibly can with whatever it is in his hand, the utensil that he used to puncture this man. All right. Now, again, we're not talking about the free world. So it's not like he has a real knife. Some sort of makeshift shank. Could be from a toothbrush. Could be from anything. Right. I don't know what they doing there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a prison specialist. But whatever it is, he jabs him about 14 times. Is their estimation, right? Somehow his lung was punctured, his lungs collapsed, and it pretty much falls in line with the phone call that was released just a couple days ago from Santino Casio, where he says, or Casio, however you say his name, where he said him and Tory Lanez had a conversation in a day room. There was a lingering issue from the night before. They had an exchange about possibly who was putting a price on whose head. Tory Lanez confronted him and said, I heard you got money on my head. Santino says, allegedly, hey, I ain't got no money on your head. I don't know who has money on your head. It's not me. Okay? He claims that Tory Lanez told him, well, whatever you putting on me, I'm willing to double on you. They have a couple more words. They go their separate ways. Santino says he goes into his cell. He looks behind him. Tory Lanez is trailing. And he allegedly started lifting up his, or going into his pocket. He says he saw him going in his pocket. He pounces on him. Now, I don't know if he's going in his pocket. The video that is available is extremely grainy. It's extremely low quality. There's like a fucking satellite dish, or I don't know what the fuck that shit is. It's kind of obstructing the view. So there is a little bit of, uncertainty as to everything you're seeing. But as far as the violent exchange, you are able to see that much, right? Just not in extreme detail. In Santino's phone call, he literally said that Tory Lanez ran off screaming. A lot of people had their doubts about Tory Lanez's ability to run away screaming if his lungs were punctured or collapsed, as was reported by outlets. But lo and behold, as the video does show you, Tory Lanez was able to escape. He was in his hoodie at first. By the time he gets off the ground, he's no longer in his hoodie. He's carrying it in his hand. He runs down the stairs, and perhaps he's screaming. We don't have the audio of this exchange, but we do see him running away, just as Santino said. Some people felt like it was a cover-up story. Some people felt that it was a blatant lie. Some people didn't feel like it was anatomically correct. Well, all of those things have been defied by the video. I said it the other day. Maybe his fight or flight kicked in, his adrenaline rush kicked in, you know what I'm saying? Because when that happens, you are able to do some magnificent things in a very short period of time where you kind of just are ensuring your safety. So possibly that could be what's happening in that video, or maybe the punctures aren't really as severe as they're being promoted. Because again, you got to think, this isn't a standard blade. Who knows? I don't know what the fuck the blade was made out of, but it's very possible that his team is over exaggerating the impact. Not to say if you get stabbed by something 14 times, period, you're probably going to be kind of fucked up. But it just seems that they're going way over the top to galvanize support for him and make it seem like he was on his deathbed or something, you know? Nonetheless, the video is out. The Tory fans are rallying behind it. He's already been moved. I see that there's being disseminated something from No Spin TV. I really don't want to get into it, but we'll just go through it quickly. No Spin TV. Let me see here what they talking about. So No Spin TV, who have become, intermediate media relations for Tory. They say footage of Tory Lanez being brutally stabbed has now surfaced. Tory walks out his cell, stretches, walks past the stairs, then looks over the balcony when a man rushes him. I didn't see him looking over no balcony. I didn't see him stretching in that video. Let me know if I'm tripping. It looked like he went up the stairs and got attacked immediately. I didn't see no nigga walking out doing no stretching. Okay, I didn't see him get rushed at the balcony. I saw him get rushed at the top of the steps. Okay, on some Lil Wayne, Carter 2, the mob. I don't care who at the top of the stairs, I'm stepping up. We'll continue though. They say Tory falls on his back and fights back. I also didn't see much of a struggle. Gets out of his sweater and runs down the stairs. We can agree on that part. You can see in the video that Tory had nothing in his pocket. Now how the fuck do we know he ain't got nothing in his pocket, bro? Nigga. What? What? We've seen Afghani ransom videos that were clearer than this shit. How did y'all see that there was nothing in his pocket? Meaning he was not intending to retaliate against his attacker as he claimed in his interview. Police did not even attempt to stop his attacker, which is highly suspicious. Police used no mace and no gas, which is regularly used to stop a violent attack. Somebody please, outside of the 38, and I can't show it on my channel, but outside of that 30 whatever second video that's being disseminated throughout the blogs, have y'all seen anything longer? Have y'all seen footage of when the guards come check the scene? We don't see nothing. That nigga ran down the steps and the video ended. So I'm trying to understand where we were expecting to see police break it up. Anyway, these niggas here are desperate. Police did not even attempt to stop his attacker, which is highly suspicious. Police used no mace and no gas, which is regularly used to stop a violent attack. We're going to have to get into that gas thing too. I think you've been watching too many movies. All the signs in that building say no warning shots. Again, where do we see signs? The rule book says, and now y'all into the rule book. The rule book says if one person is using a weapon and the other person is defenseless, that the tower must use lethal force. In this case, we get no non-lethal intervention and no lethal intervention. Tory is basically alive because he got up and ran. They set him up. I didn't see no stretching. I didn't see him at no balcony. I didn't see him looking over the balcony. I saw a man walk up the steps and get pounced. And I damn sure wasn't able to see what the fuck he had in his pocket. And we didn't get enough footage to see if the police or corrections officers, more specifically, were able to come scope the scene and see what the hell happened. Again, if y'all have a longer version of the video than what initially was released, be sure to let me know, okay? Shout out to Opinionated Truths for putting this out here. She went ahead and did some digging around, and lo and behold, it says no. California prisons do not use gassing as a form of punishment for inmates stabbing each other. In California, gassing refers to intentionally directing or throwing bodily fluids at another person, and it's a specific crime. Penal Code 243.9, which addresses this behavior in correctional facilities. While stabbing another inmate is a serious infraction, the punishment is typically determined through the standard prison disciplinary process, which may include punitive segregation, placing the inmate in solitary confinement, which is probably what happened, extended sentences, adding more time to the inmate's original sentence, which I think he's serving damn near life plus already. So what more could they do? Loss of privileges such as visitation, phone calls, or access to certain programs. I'm sure that also came down the pipeline, but it seems like he don't give a fuck. Monetary restitution if the victim incurs medical costs or damages. So somebody could be in a position where you have to pay for somebody's medical issue. I don't see how an inmate would typically be able to do that anyway. And they say gassing is a distinct offense, and while it can carry its own penalties, it's not related to stabbing incidents. Stabbing is typically addressed through standard disciplinary procedures, which can vary depending on the severity of the injury and the specific circumstances of the incident. So no spin TV, although you're trying to put a spin on this, they're saying that gas is not used in California prisons. Again, you might be watching too many movies. You know, those prison riots, niggas be going crazy, niggas be getting jumped on and shit, and then the guards come through and then they come and throw the motherfucking gas out, put a flashbang in the cell and all that crazy shit. I'm not saying it don't happen. I ain't went to prison. I don't plan on going to prison. I don't know what the fuck they doing there. I'm just saying according to the information They don't do that in California, okay? But we'll continue with the show. I'm guessing they expected them to do the tear gas shit, but again, I don't think that was a tear gas situation. It wasn't a riot. It was just one nigga getting yapped on. Anyway, so that's out there. They're trying to get this man pardoned by California Governor Newsom. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I'm not even going to put a prediction on that because bizarre shit is going on daily now. But Megan Thee Stallion and her law team, her lawyers have now conducted an interview with the Shade Room. The Shade Room's getting all the exclusives this week. So they have video in which they discuss the so-called new evidence that is coming out of Tory Lanez camp, talking about the misinformation that they're constantly peddling into the media, talking about this new campaign they have going on with Miss Deanna London and Rep, what's her name? Anna Paulina Luna, Miss Lunacy, as I like to say. So let's go ahead and pull up their interview, kind of dispelling some of the false information that's being spread around via social media and whatnot from Tory's camp.
Will Daystar get far?
Why are we still hearing the same conspiracy theories?
TSR, one of the first to break the news.
Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. Never even touched that gun.
A bodyguard coming forward, claiming that he heard Kelsey Harris admit to shooting Meg Thee Stallion 3 times. But not so fast, says Meg's legal team, who are now sitting down only with the Shade Room.
It really is time.
And why they say Tory and his team are spreading lies now.
The narrative is constantly changing.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
The fact that they feel that they even got to do shit like this is disheartening. Be honest, man. Like, they're still fighting the court of public opinion because this nigga is out here just muddying the waters up every fucking day. Even the presentation that Alex Spiro put out the other day, the shit was coded in Shade Room colors just to make sure people paid attention. Like, just goes to show our education system has got to be in the shitter because people and media literacy is at an all-time low.
Peterson, who we all know as rapper Tory Lanez, he is fighting to get out of prison. Literally. It was back on May 12th when the Shade Room told you that he was stabbed 14 times by another inmate in his back, his head, his torso, his face. We're told that he's recovering after suffering a collapsed lung, but days after the attack, his legal team came forward with shocking claims that there's new evidence out there that will prove that he should not be in jail at all. So we brought all of this to Meg Thee Stallion's legal team, who for the first time, they're sitting down with the Shade Room and they are saying, time out.
In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. Never even touched that gun. Never fired the gun.
This is how we got here. A press conference May 14th organized by Unite the People. They were hired by Tory Lanez to represent him as he appeals the felony assault and weapons charges that he was convicted for back in 2023. At the focus, Bradley James, a former bodyguard for Kelsey Harris, who we all know is Meg Thee Stallion's former friend. When the Shade Room posted about this, it had the roommates fired up.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
So,
dog, come on, man. Come on, man. They still running with this. The gun hit the ground and fired 2 additional shots. He heard. The driver heard. Not saw, not was a witness. But he overheard her allegedly saying she was the one that shot the gun, as in Kelsey. And y'all finna take this to the law for who? Like, what y'all gonna do? Dream therapy on this nigga? Let's recall your memories. Come on, man.
We reached out to the team who was there for it all.
It really is time.
Marie Hyrapetian and Janet Shamillian, who worked alongside lead attorney Alex Spiro, representing Meg Thee Stallion during trial.
And despite court orders, restraining orders, Tory continues to orchestrate systematic harassment campaigns through surrogates and social media personalities. Every few months, we hear new fabricated narratives emerge that force Megan to repeatedly relive her trauma and defend her credibility. And she should not have to do so as a victim of violent abuse.
So they spelled it out for us in this 31-page report released on Thursday. Tory's team claiming that there's new Ring camera footage of the incident.
We're hearing news of Ring footage. Ring footage was already a trial exhibit. There was an audio of 5 consecutive gunshots that was presented and admitted, and the jury considered in rendering the verdict. There's no other Ring footage, and if in theory there was something that would exonerate Mr. Peterson, it would be disseminated publicly and widely, and it's not.
The report was detailed, full of images and exhibits from trial, including that call that Tory made to Kelsey Harris on July 12, 2020, hours after the shooting.
I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh, I was just so drunk, I didn't even know what the was going on, bro. I didn't even know what the was going on, bro. Like that, I'd never do something like that, bro. It's just that I was just so drunk, I just didn't even understand what the was going on, bro. Like, so whatever, yeah. Bro. But you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right, bro.
Text messages from Lanez to Meg Thee Stallion shortly after the incident. Quote, I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, expletives should never have happened and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible. End quote.
We're here to help the public understand that there is no new evidence. There never was.
And I'm still trying to figure out if Kelsey allegedly pulled the trigger, why is he doing all the apologizing? This nigga ain't not once say, hold on, I done got froze. Why he ain't say, damn, I ain't know she was gonna do that, or I wish I could have seen her sooner. I was so out of my wits, I didn't even know she was finna do that. I wish I could have saved you. No verbiage. He's just apologizing for what he did. But, you know, whatever, man.
And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, expletives should never have happened and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible. End quote.
We're here to help the public understand that there is no new evidence. There never was.
Including testimony and court documents we've all seen and heard before. Kelsey Harris telling a prosecutor and an investigator in an interview, quote, I'm short, I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tory was angling the gun is kind of like, it wasn't like straight. It was like, you know, down. She goes on to say that Tory pointed it in Meg's direction. Quote, at that point, we kind of were in shock, you know, end quote. But Tory's team firm that that is not true.
This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man.
It's just the fucking it's the arrogance and the confidence in this nigga's whole stride. Sean Kelly, this is in line with the testimony, and smiling, smirking and smiling. And they finna come debunk and dunk on your dumb ass.
Grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
But here's what Sean Kelly said in court, word for word. The prosecutor said, quote, "All right, so the short guy had his arms outstretched. He fired 4 or 5 shots. After
Sean Kelly said it was the short guy. Gee damn.
words, the girl fell into the road and started bleeding. Sean Kelly says, yeah, she was crawling along, crawling and stumbling across the road. The prosecutor then says, all right, now you testified earlier this morning that when the short guy was shooting at the victim, you saw an object in his hand. Is that correct? Sean Kelly says, yeah, it was obviously something in his hand with the noise and the flashes. The prosecutor then says, and when that object was in his hands, were his arms outstretched? Sean Kelly says, yes.
The public keeps saying, where are the x-rays? She stepped on glass. And respectfully, why would we be worried about a gun if she had stepped on glass? But to take it a step further, we released the Cedars-Sinai records in our presentation. This is not the first time those records have been available to the public. It clearly states in numerous places, just on that one page, that bullet fragments were removed from both of Miss Pete's feet. You have to ask yourself, why are we still hearing the same conspiracy theories run over and over again?
Miss Pete's sentiment is that she wants this chapter closed. The jury has reached a verdict. Mr. Peterson has been sentenced. He's serving 10 years for 3 felonies committed against Miss Pete. She wants to move on. She has a successful, thriving career, and this should not be continued to brought up because this matter is closed.
Adding a political dimension to this case, there's a Florida congresswoman. Her name is Anna Paulina Luna. She recently came forward publicly calling on the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, to pardon Lanez altogether, although this has nothing to do with her jurisdiction or the state of Florida. Now, Meg Thee Stallion, she was vocal on TikTok about this, writing in part, quote, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? One minute y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this expletive. Leave me the F alone. Tory, please leave me alone, you expletive demon." Now, the appeals process continues in this case with no set court proceedings thus far, but of course, as soon as we learn more, we'll pass it along to you. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
And the crazy part is, even with the interview, even with the presentation, even with the medical records and the doctor that removed the bullet fragments from her feet, this is not going to be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to continue. They're going to keep finding angles. So now it's like, shit, we really don't have all that strong of a case to get him out. Let's just see. Let's put him in danger. Let's see if he'll survive. And if he can at least survive, you know, these shanks ain't really all they're making it out to be. If you could take a couple pot shots, we might be able to get you up out of there based on your safety. Man, fuck out of here, dog. But, as always, let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, Become an Insider. I will catch y'all on the next one, man. I hate that we still talking about this shit. I hate that Megan is still, you know, having to deal with this shit and kind of defend herself, or have her legal team and folks on her side have to defend her when she's the actual victim. It's pretty ridiculous. I'll catch y'all later, though. Peace. king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.